Alrighty. All right. We are now live. Let me get the stream up going here. Apparently, some people are having problems joining the Discord stream. All right, we're now live on the Bookmap YouTube channel. Getting the Discord squared away here. Seems to be some technical difficulties. Users now need to verify on this channel. I see now. Okay. Sweet. So just sent the instructions. Apparently, you need to verify in the Bookmap server in order to join the channel. So go do that, and you'll be able to get in no time. It only takes a couple of seconds. Anyway, we are now live on YouTube as well. We have 55.15 here. We've got a small green response so far off of the bottom, and then we'll be looking for any kind of a follow through. I currently closed out all of my 0 DTE puts. I'm still holding on my long swing plays. And down we go. Shouldn't know who I am. $55.18. $55.18. All right, so where are we going from here? We finally have the first top wick we have on the VIX. Again, I would not begin to long the market until the VIX starts to precipitously come off. Not just a single little red 5-minute. Don't go long and fall and catching the knife because the VIX starts to come off. If you start to see large, precipitous, engulfing reds on the VIX or somewhere nearing that, that's when you can start to look to go long. Normally, I don't look for the VIX to make that kind of an inverse move. However, on a day like today, it tends to be a pretty accurate measure of price action. Apple, new low of the day and falling. We have NVIDIA is trying to recapture high of the day, but they're kind of midpoint right now. They're mid. Microsoft is 436.50 new low of the day as well. Dow came completely off. ES is holding just above major macro support. 55.17. So yeah, y'all can hear me in the Bookmap stream. Sweet. All right, you can hear me. As a resident psychologist, is there a diagnosis or explanation for people who hold and double down on swings despite market conditions in the short term, suggesting not to and catch a falling knife? Like long term, it makes sense, but you just don't want to be over leveraged. Yeah, that's the kind of like the gambling mentality. I'm observing FinTwit trying to hold. And, you know, it's one of my observations, is coming from someone who's been doing this for more than a decade, is that the people that were new to trading in the last 4 years are going to be in for a long, hard freaking career in the next couple of years. Is that they're so used to blindly buying the dip and being rewarded for it over and over and over again that when the time comes to re-enter back inside a normal market, they're going to have a hard time of it. And they're going to see that it's not, in fact, blindly buy the dip. Not on the short-term scale. Long-term scale, absolutely. Always buy the dip. You know, long-term investing, never stop buying the dip. But from a swing trader / scalping / day trading perspective, that is not always the case. So when a move like this occurs, and they actually have to use technical analysis or VPA to figure out a move, they're scrambling. They don't know what to do except try to buy every single little green candle, and they get destroyed. Bears pullbacks is what separates the adults from the children. $55.14. Top wick back over. Microsoft is coming off hard. Apple is as well. NASDAQ is getting destroyed. Back down. Man. I'm in this calendar spread. I think I want to clear out my short position. I don't know. At this point, I might as well just hold on to them. I don't want to miss out any theta decay. Still making a ton of money. NASDAQ is coming back off. Top wick. Bounce off the morning range low for the downside. We are now below the morning range on NASDAQ. Just confirmed, by the way. ES is coming on down. If they give out the morning low, I would look for the official test of 55.05. Sure hitting it today. Oh yeah, we haven't had a day like this in a long time. It's been a hot minute. I'll go ahead and post this in the stream analysis chat too. There we go. All right, 55.14. Once it takes out this area, like I said, I'm looking for approximately 55.05, and that'll be the last leg here. If 55 does give out, 5400s, baby. 5400s. Man, what a move this is. Incredible move. Look at this. The two main swing puts I've taken since all this kicked off in October. right there, purely because of volume price analysis, VPA. On the money. That's a huge technical win in my book. That goes into my trading log. 55.14 here, ES. Still waiting to see if we can get that 55.05. Again, I'm not really looking to put on another 0DD put right here. Even if I do miss out on 5 or 6 points on ES, I think the risk reward is here. If we do clear out 55.05, there'll be plenty of time to add more zeros. I'll just ride the long dated put down. I might throw on a couple of scalps on NASDAQ here, but other than that, I'll just wait it out here. ES is now down 1.53%. It is nearing the 2% mark, which will have an incredibly large time frame of no 2% days. The longest in the past 20 years of 2% of days without a 2% red day. So on the second entry arrow, after it goes against you 3 candles in a row, do you just hold the swing put or hedge? I mean, that really didn't go against me. That's still well within my tolerances of swing put. I mean, it only went up like 10 points, 15 points on ES. So, didn't do any hedging at all. Now, if it had went up like 50 points, yeah, I'm looking to hedge, but literally it was only like 10, 12 points of downside. $55.14 looking to break through here. Still looking for 55.05. Time to get more screens. Love it. 55.14. Sorry, you can hear the kids. All right, 55.13 still breaking lower here and looking for, like I said, still next little transition lower. NASDAQ is still straight down as well. They are now down 500 points. 500 points coming off down here and dropping. I did not take a NASDAQ short. No, I'd like to, but right now I'm just managing my current positions. NASDAQ is about to put another low here. I would look for possibly 390 for NASDAQ, straight engulfing reds. And they are approaching a 3% red day, which is phenomenal. IWM. What do I think about IWM today? They have an aggressive top wick for the first hour candle in the pre-market. And then again, right here, they've got a small top wick after a pretty green day there. But let me look at their daily chart. This does look like a retest failure of the 224.03, but it depends on how today's close. The problem is yesterday had a high volume influx, which you don't really want to see going into resistance. But today's close will tell me a lot about IWM. If that fails, I'll gun for 198. Red candle's coming off 53.13. Nvidia's coming off hard. About to put a new low in. Let me go take a look at the other positioning. Google, Meta, all put buying. Tesla, Apple, Nvidia, all put buying. Still. We have the GEX still 54.75 back up to 54.75. So what came down to 54.50, now to 54.75. We have the market still buying puts, selling calls overall, although the put buying is starting to slow down a bit. That's expected. They're going into a support. I think a lot of that type of behavior comes from not having strategies already in place, knowing what your plan is on days like today, whether you missed the part or not. I think that's a lot of accuracy to that. Yeah, not having a plan. Oh, man. $55.13. Dropping back over. Coming back over 55.12 NASDAQ is drilling even lower too, so still no signs of buying. If I were going to consider a long, I would stay on the 30-minute or 60-minute and watch for bottom wicks. Until then, I would not try to long off the 5-minute today. It's just engulfing red after engulfing red and filling everything down. We're coming up on the 55.05. That's the first support there on ES before the big waterfall. But NASDAQ continues to drill. 390 is their first target for them. Huge downside here. Coming back off. 55.10. Took 40% win. Now it's over 100. That's okay. That's okay. QQQ shorts. That might be one, yeah. Yep. $55.05 is the first target. That's the flip. That's that support flip. That's also a critical level. Not only is it support, 55.05 is a critical level. That's why S5 is considered significant, because once they take that level out, down she goes. Not financial advice. Love it. Another 7 more points. Liquidity just cleared off the books there, coming into the top of the hour. Let's see, 11 o'clock. What levels am I seeing on NASDAQ? Let's take a look. 390 is the next support. 390. After that, it's going to be 250. But the macro support is the big dog levels on NASDAQ is not until 940, 18,940, which is still 500 points down. So that's not something that I'd expect today, not unless we're going to have a 5% red day. I'm down to 1 MNQ. What a day. Yeah, it's a fantastic day. Microsoft is getting smoked too, just straight on selling. Look across tech, they're getting eviscerated. Tesla is down 12%. Microsoft is down 2.4. Nvidia is down 3.8. Apple, Amazon, Meta, Google, all just down bigly. 55.14 still. Can't go broke making money. Yeah, buddy. ES is not letting ES catch up. XLF is not letting ES catch up. Well, they're both down 1.5. Or, I'm sorry, I was looking at SPX. They're down 2.5 and 1.5. But yeah, look if the X's is that XLV is green, XLU is green, XLE is green, RE is green, and XLF is doing their best to go back to green. So you're exactly right. And if they do correlate, down we go. But right now, man, NASDAQ is just straight on getting pummeled. Do I think it's a possibility they could be rotating into IWM? I do think it's a possibility. Absolutely. In fact, I think that's exactly what's occurring. Is as disposition. They are taking profit on the heavily profitable and deeply overvalued mega cap names, and they're transferring some of those profits into the beaten down small caps. And they're going to keep that's how indices work. That's how they keep everything on the up and up. Is that you beat down one section, you keep it going up, and then you just rotate back and forth, kind of rising tides type of deal. $55.12. Do institutions only buy and sell with limit orders? If they place market orders, will they tear through the order book if there aren't enough bids and asks? They set their parameters, and they like. In fact, we were kind of talking about that yesterday. In fact, I meant to answer this question. Somebody asked, using the Ibalgo or whatever it's called on IBKR, in order to get the best pricing, is usually for people that have large amounts of lots. Because when you're dealing with 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 orders, you can't just all right, fill me to what you can fill. You have to set multiple parameters. That was weird. That was weird. My command prompt just popped up. Is that a good sign? That can't be a good sign. I'm not a computer guy, but that can't be a good sign. Anyway. Yeah, so you can't just sling that order off and expect to get filled at whatever price. So they have to use multiple exchanges. They have to look for a couple of different things and go basically program their parameters to go fetch the pricing they want and the order fills they want. Typically means a process is started. Yeah, that's weird. Running BitTC miner. All that to say, no, they don't just sling market orders and go get filled. Short answer. Command prompt came up for me too. I thought that was weird. Right when I said it? Really? Interesting. That's weird. Thank you. Microsoft's getting computer and use all the data to train AI. Nothing to worry about. And Bookmap just says unusual activity detected. Things are going weird. I saw you're done comment earlier. Lied to me again as long as you get the Gabagoo. As long as you're making and not losing. Yeah. Yeah. It's great to come back and say and come back and keep trading when you said you're done, as long as you're making money. But it's like saying it's okay to mortgage my house to go gamble as long as I double it. $55.14. So we're still holding low of the day here. Price action has slowed down big time. Big time. So we had a lot of fun this morning. Came on right down to the 55.15, and now we've kind of been chillaxing. I'm going to go set a stop and hang out with the kid. Yep. It's a good thing to do. My kids go back to school next week, so. Schools don't start till the first week of September. First week of September? Holy smokes. Yeah, our kids go into what's called year-round school. So they get 2 weeks for fall break. They get 6 weeks for Christmas break, and then 2 weeks for spring break. But the catch is that they have to go, they start July 29th, July 30th. A little bit earlier. How long was the summer? 2 months. What is it? About 9 weeks? 10 weeks? Midwest short growing season, so it's June through August, but week 1 of spring break usually. Nice. Y'all got to go back now. So still holding the morning low here, which is 55.14. Unable to catch that 55.05, and it's because we're checking up going into the last support left. The market knows that last support is there, and they know what happens when it comes off. So if the VIX starts rolling off here, it should be time for some temporary call buying for now. But until then, that's it. No movement here. We're literally back and forth in about a 2 or 3 point range on ES. NASDAQ is a great play at the moment. They're coming back up a little bit, but they just had a little movement. Other than that, we're just kind of chilling. Not doing a lot of active trading for now. So when accumulating and distributing, they slowly keep slapping their orders on emotional retail And when they see a volatile move and entering, it reverses. Yeah, that's 100% right. So that right there, you just kind of in layman terms explain the selling or buying climax, depending on which way you're looking. So, for example, I took my put in July 10th. The market does that. It enters into a consolidation point, which at the highs we tried to look for distribution. And distribution is a consolidation phase to shake out any of the long positions so they can start to roll the market. So, it can last anywhere between 2 days, 3 days. It can go as long as 2 months. Remember that one time we pinned at 51.30 or something like that for 2 months a couple of years ago? So distribution consolidates. They have frequent top wicks. So what you'll have is a lot of green days that gets the bulls all hot and bothered, getting ready to break out, and then they top wick it. Another green day. Oh, here it comes. It's going to do it again. Top wick. Oh, here it comes again. Third day in a row. We got to break now, right? And top wick. And then finally, after all of those top wicks, it finally breaks higher. A large green trend up day. Stupid bears. You shouldn't have shorted, blah, blah, blah. And then what happens about 3 minutes later? Absolute destruction. Crash over, 2% red day, and now we begin the downtrend. And that is not coincidence. It's all planned. They have to sweep the order book higher to stop out any remaining shorts, to get everyone piling into longs, and that creates an efficient market. Now they could slam the market down very quickly because now you've closed out all the short positions. You have gotten a bunch of people buying into weak longs when they're easy to shake out. A little bit of pressure, down the market goes. And now it's time to seek out the next liquidity, which is the next demand. And then once you enter into the markdown phase, it now becomes incumbent upon you to figure out where the market is going to go for the next demand, which that's the hard part. It's easy to figure out where the market's going to start to move. It's harder to figure out where it's going to stop moving. So that's the process we're in now. We're clearly in markdown phase. I think we nailed the 5630 pivot pretty nice. That's 120 points up. And now we need to figure out where is this market going to bounce. In my opinion, 5505 is the first target. Once it clears that out, we're going all the way down to the mid to lower 5400s before the overall bounce for me. That pin was painfully long. It was. That was terrible. Terrible. $55.10, creeping back down just a little bit. New low of the day. VIX still going up. Market is still put buying. $55.10 first touch coming up. $55.09. You're very welcome, AR. Very welcome. Good questions too. Love it. You seem to be spot on. Good understanding. Microsoft, Dow, Russell, all down. VIX up. Apple is holding. And here comes the first official touch of the 55.05 level. Liquidity down to 55.03, and that may all but solidify the 55.05 touch once we get to that level. All the way down. Extraordinary. Still coming down. Finally, after what? About an hour of back and forth, little chop here at support, we finally absorbed breakthrough, and now we're going for 55.05 touch. I have no problem not being on a short here. I don't want to chase this move down to 55.05 after being in the entire move. So I'll just wait for the 55.05 touch, possibly grab this 55.03, and then make a decision from there. 55.08. Another iceberg hitting the tape here. We had colossal amount of icebergs earlier. We got a small one coming on at 07. NASDAQ has liquidity up to 550. The question is do we get a recovery today or not? If we don't, then we could be tapping a 3% negative day, which I guess is a very John Madden thing to say. $538 SPY prophecy. 538. Let me go take a look at SPY pivot. We're coming up on S5, by the way. 538 would fill. There's a lot of market structure at 542. That's the thing with SPY. 538 would be a nice pullback. Would be a crazy idea for a 1 week swing call. I would not do that. Not until the signs are there. We could still face another couple of days of selling here. I would wait for confirmation on a buy like this, especially since we're nearing this this level here. There'll be plenty of time to long if you need to. What did we get down to right there? 55.07. You're welcome, Maddie. 55.05. $5.475 is still the main GEX area here. But still, if you look on the longer time frame, it's all engulfings. Nothing, no supports yet. So 55.05 here. Microsoft is still in a strong downtrend. They're nearing 3%. Tesla's down almost 12% and getting schmammered. We have one more iceberg to fill here. I'd probably think that's going to fill here momentarily. Oh, man. Let's see what happens. Can you take a look at ARM? Earnings are next week. Let's take a quick look. 161. Sitting just above their prior pivot, holding their support. No real volume influx, so for me that's a bit of a unknown. We haven't had a lot of volume here in about a month and a half, so I don't know. Especially if a name I'm not necessarily familiar with. They're hanging out near all-time highs. They got Wednesday, which also is FOMC. I'd have to look at their internals, but I could likely see another touch of 160, 186. Other than that, there's not much to go off of. We don't have a lot of volume here. NASDAQ 40 sweep by 10 points, give or take, yeah. 390 is the next target. But right now we're just kind of slow back and forth here in the 55.10 area. Keep an eye on the VIX coming up to 1667. 18 is probably going to be the mean reversion point, 17, 18, somewhere in there. I laid out my thought process for VIX for the next 2 weeks in the Tier 2 channel. So we'll keep an eye on that. I'm going to stick to that script in the upcoming days. Right now, though, not much else for you. Just waiting for 55.05, and yeah. That's about it. NVIDIA is coming off to another retest. That looks like a likely breach right there. There's so many names out there. It's like shoulda, woulda, coulda just taken a name, but God, I don't have 8 arms. Refresh. Meta, NVIDIA, Google still put buying. Market flow is still called selling, put buying. A lot of selling calls. 54.75 still GEX. Another iceberg still sitting right here. Most likely that'll be filled. $55.07. Eight arms. 19,283. Is that a good pivot for NASDAQ? Let me go take a look. Today, I don't think we'll see that level. Yeah, that is a good pivot. I would give it a range. I would say 260 to 280 is a good pivot for NASDAQ. Now, that's not a macro pivot. That would be just a temporary breach. The macro stuff is going to be in the 800s. So if we did drop, I would see a lot of picking up of support into the upper 800s to upper to mid 700s, that little 100-point block. That's the big dog stuff. NASDAQ has now given back 1,600 points in about a week and a half. It's a much-needed retracement. This is what happens when you go up for 9 months with no real volume. Icebergs coming off right here, 55.06. Wait for the 55.0 touch. 55.05 touch. Coming off. Just eating the September puts all the way down. That's all this is doing. Lower and lower. Way down. Blackstone REIT is cutting its dividends as the rate increases are causing distress. Uh-oh. Maybe it's time to sell my beloved TRTX. I knew the time was coming, but he wasn't ready. I think the real estate market is going to take a couple of pops to the face in the upcoming months. Oh, we're super quiet today. Can't ad-lib too much. Haven't moved too much. We got about 10 minutes left, and that'll culminate the stream. So any questions, comments, concerns, let me know, and then we'll wrap this up. Unfortunately, the price action kind of went slow when we got on the stream here, but we're just waiting for the next move after 55.05. For the weekly thesis, though, I can't play it any more perfect than what was this week. That was on the freaking money. And so far, it's paying pretty well. Hopefully, we can continue this accuracy into the rate cuts. Here comes 55.05 into the 03. What's up, NTG? Looking to go long scalper NMES with stop below LFD. If their market is going to long, it's going to be in the next 3 to 5 points. If it's going to do it, it's going to do it right about here. So if you were to blindly long right here, do not let it get too far away from you. In the event that they start to smoke this level and go even further, don't hold it, because that means we're in for a long down day. You can see their intentions if they clear this level out, what they're going to do. $55.0475. $55.03 and dropping. I'll put the bookmap up, yeah. Bookmap stream. VIX is still going 1682. They are now up 14% and going. Large icebergs filling the tape right in this area. Some supportive measures. The PPT has not kicked in yet, which is why we're still down. What is PPT? The Plunge Protection Team. Yep, a little bit of volume coming in right here. My swing puts are well over 100% now. $55.0350. We have this iceberg right here, 55.03 coming on, very small icebergs after filling about 1,000. But still no signs of bottom wicks. So like I was saying, if they clear this level out with no bottom wick, then we'll most likely have a 3% red day today. I would say we're probably going to have a 3% red day. Because there's no support. If they don't clear out this support, then they haven't yet hit demand yet, and there's not going to be any until the mid to lower 5400s. So be careful right at this level. Yep, on SPX. More red, 5501. Still going down. Nvidia has not broken lower yet. Apple has not broken lower yet. Microsoft is getting crunched. And VIX is still 17 and going up even more. Dropping even more. 5 more minutes till the stream ends. Let me know if you have any questions. Still ripping down. Yeah. Yeah. So that was the largest amount of volume we've gotten since about 10 o'clock, 10:15. Did I take any additional trades? Nope, I haven't. I haven't touched them. Just watching. So, which is fine. Like I know we're coming down into support. I don't want to go shorting much until this area. I caught pretty much the entirety of the morning's move. So, just watching here. If they break this level, though, if they break this level, I will consider additional exposure. But right now, we're coming into major support. Is there any particular reason futures of the market in general have dropped so much? Yes. So we had the big sell-off from early July. We bounced Monday into Tuesday and then retouched 5630, which is the support resistance flip. If you zoom out, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about at 5630 to the daily chart. We rejected that, and now this gives the market the ability to find the next demand. So now we're going seeking that, which most likely will be somewhere in this area. And the market is just doing that. It seeks out liquidity, and right now the liquidity is lower. 5630 or 5605. You're welcome. What's my short-long market thesis? My overall thesis for this term is my thesis this week was early bullishness followed by late bearishness to regather into FOMC. I think eventually we'll have some sort of small bounce, probably Friday afternoon into Monday, regather for FOMC and a lot more volatility. Overall, I do expect at least mid to low 5400s before the end of August. And that'll allow the market to kind of have its bullish reaction into the election. You know, right now Trump is overwhelmingly favored to win, and I think the only reason I'm saying that is because I think the market will price that in and go into higher prices. I think oil will continue down. I think gold and silver will continue down. I think the market will continue up after all of this shakeout into the mid to lower 5400s, and then we'll start dealing with the rate cuts. After the political clown show is out of the way in November, we'll start dealing with the rate cuts, the first of which is anticipated in September. And then two more we're expected into November FOMC and December FOMC. Overall, I think we're expecting 3 cuts before the end of the year. We'll see if that actually happens, but if that does happen, it'll happen September, November, December, and then that'll kick off a good amount of selling. And I think that's at that point, the market of which we have known in the past 4 years comes to a screeching halt. And I think we'll be looking for 25 to 30% downside on the S&P sometime in the next 6 to 12 months. That's my quick summary. Anyway, that is the end of the stream. That's 11:30, so that's the 1 hour Bookmap. I hope you all learned something. I know it's been a little bit slow the last hour, but it's been a phenomenal morning downtrend, of which we caught nearly every point. 55.05 is my target to bounce. We got a little bit lower and then putting on a bounce here. The only thing I'm currently holding is my long-dated long puts and my calendar spread short puts against it. The short puts are obviously in the red, but the wins of the long put that's the intent, is still making way more money than I'm losing. Other than that, hope you all have a fantastic day. I'm going to leave the Bookmap stream on so y'all can ask questions about the levels for the morning. And then other than that, I will see you all bright and early tomorrow morning for another day and hopefully some more profits. Hope you have a good day. I'm out. See you.